All right, so I want to say Barakathe Howell, Barakathe Howell Shah, Barakathe Howell, Barakathe Howell Shah, Bahashem, Rakaha Kadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS, and salutations to you brothers out there that's doing this work in truth and sincerity. So let's get started here. I'm going to play various videos, then we're going to get into the scriptures and, move on to maybe a different topic, however the spirit moves. Let's get started.
The mark of the beast is the philosophies of this wicked world. Is that a microchip? All right, it says a microchip, and we all probably got that microchip in our phones right now. All right, the mark of the beast represents accepting the wicked philosophies of this world. Having a mark in your mind. Give me Ezekiel 9:4. Let's get the righteous mark first. The righteous mark first. Are we words? Bro, that mark is in your mind, meaning what? Come out here and look for all the brothers and sisters that's out of the wickedness in this society. Set a mark in their forehead. And to the other, does that mean, brother, you know you're an Israelite, you're keeping the commandments, let me put a chip in your forehead now, okay? No, I'm putting the knowledge, we're marking you in your mind. Your forehead represents the mind. We're marking you.
All right, so you have the book of Ezekiel chapter 9 verse 4, where it talks about set a mark upon the foreheads of the man. Matter of fact, let me get it. I don't want to cut it up. Ezekiel chapter 9 verse 4. And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the man that sigh and that cry, for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. Now it says, set a mark upon the foreheads of the man that sigh and that cry. This mark means what? It means a mark of exemption, right? It also means a mark of what is that, man? That's in I believe I want to say the book of Proverbs. Let me get it real quick. So like, bear with me for a second here. Let me grab it real quick. Right, so this is the book of Psalms 37:37. It says, mark the perfect man, and behold the upright, for the end of that man is peace. So we're going to go into the word mark here, right? It looks like they changed it. Let me see. Salaka, bear with me for a second. All right, here we go. Mark. This is H8103, which is Shamar.
Strong's H8104. Shamer.
Shamer, or Shamar, which means to keep, guard, observe, give heed, to keep, have charge of, to keep guard, keep watch, in word, protect, save life, watch, watchman, to watch for, wait for, to watch, observe, to keep, retain, treasure up, and memory, to keep within bounds, restrain, to observe, celebrate, keep, Sabbath or covenant, or command, perform, vow, to keep, preserve, protect, to keep, reserve, a nephel, to be on one's guard, take heed, take care, beware, to keep oneself, refrain, abstain, to be kept, be guarded, feel, to keep, pay, head, hefil, to keep oneself from. So the mark here, right, mark the perfect man, and behold upright, for the end of that man is peace. So we're going to go back to the book of Ezekiel 9:4. And this is why we got to go into these different words, man. Because you'll have guys like him, Zabak, which been in this thing for a while. And this was an old video where he brought out that mark is talking about something in your forehead, which the mark in Ezekiel 9:4 is talking about to be exempt from judgment, right? That's why it says, going back to Psalms 37:37, mark the perfect man. So ultimately, you have to watch, right? Keep an eye on, or save, preserve. You've seen all the meanings for that word. So let's go here in Ezekiel 9:4 and let's get this word from Mark. All right, Mark is H8420, Tav,
Strong's H8420. Tav. Tav.
which is desire, mark as a sign of exemption from judgment. All right, so now we're going to go into Revelations 13. Now, this is actually, this word goes into the Greek, which is charagma, which means incision. And I'm gonna show you different of I'm gonna show you a video and different images that comes from videos of them implanting chips within the frontal lobe, on the side of your head, or on the top of your brain. So Revelations 13:16, and the scripture says, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, and that no man might buy or sell. So in order for you to buy and sell, you're going to have the doctrine of the so-called white man to buy and sell. And then to use excuses as, oh, you have a chip in your phone. Well, those are steps that they are taking in order to get people used to actually using technology like that. You just can't bring technology on people at an immediate rate. People have to get used to it. They have to take the steps for it. The first steps were what? Coin, gold and silver. Um, that was the first step. The second step was to move from gold and silver onto paper dollar, right? Onto paper, fiat dollar. Move from the fiat dollar to digital currency. Digital currency is a way that you use the credit card. Then from the credit card, now you have the chip card. From the chip card, now you have the phone, which now your phone can go to a register and pay, right, at a gas station, a register, and things like this. I literally watched myself, a guy pull out his phone and he put it towards the register because his phone obviously had the chip, and he was able to make his purchase just like that. I was like, dang. But they're preparing people for the chip. They're preparing people for the RFID chip. I don't know. Let's just keep going. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, say he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. See, a lot of these Israelites out here, you're going to wake up to the fact that that is the mark of the beast. You will wake up to the fact that the RFID chip is the mark of the beast. You will soon see, man. You will soon see when your ass is not able to go inside of a building, a store, or your job without having that chip in your hand or in your forehead. It's going to be a problem. See, a lot of you got dudes like him like, oh yeah, chip is going to be in your forehead. Yes, it's going to be in your frontal lobe. And it's going to use neurons. It's going to connect to your neurons to do those things, man. It is already proven. Right? Matter of fact, let's get it. Let's get these videos, then we'll move on. Right? Let's play this video with Elon Musk, and then we'll get those we'll get those images. Right? Let me turn this down so I can skip it. I know brothers don't want to hear that bull crap. Right? And that's the thing, is that You got Israelites out there that just not getting it, man. Just not getting it.
So you could walk around like the Terminator. And then there were basic ideas like, I don't know, telepathy, replaying your own memories, superhuman vision and the ability to see ultraviolet light. Oh, and connecting your brain and uploading it into a robot.
I mean, this is obviously sounding increasingly like a Black Mirror episode. Everything that's encoded in memory, you could upload. You could basically store your memories as a backup and restore the memories.
And, you know, I'm only painting a little bit of the end of the video because I'm not going to pay the whole thing. But ultimately, this chip, what they want to implant in your head is something that's going to allow you access to many things. From memories to just the access of a lot of things. This is what they wanting to do. I mean, how can you not tell that this is the mark of the beast, man? It's way too clear. It's like when you walk outside and the sun is too bright. It's way too clear, man.
And ultimately, you could potentially download them into a new body or into a robot body. The future is going to be weird.
A lot of these ideas are huge, but we didn't get any concrete timelines or really any idea of how they'd actually work. So while the link could be amazing for treating things like spinal injuries, don't expect to turn into the Terminator anytime soon. Still, it was amazing to see a brain working in real time. Alright guys, if you want to watch the whole presentation and see the little piggies in action, then we've got that for you on CNET. But if you want to watch the boiled down supercut with just the good stuff, we've got that for you too. And don't forget, subscribe. You're definitely going to want to get more Neuralink information from us here at...
So, you know, pretty much just going through examples of the chip literally being implanted. Look at this image, man. Look at this image, man. The chip literally being implanted in your brain. And you dudes that's out there that's saying, oh, that's fake, that they're literally doing things like this for what do you call it? Paraplegic, if I'm saying that right. If I'm saying it wrong, Salakia. They're doing that for paralyzed people. People who are paralyzed from the neck down. They're implanting chips into their brains, either on the frontal lobe, the top of it, or on the side of it to control computer screens. Then they will be able to control a lot of things. Like, for an example, I forget what they're called. They're like bionic. It's like a bionic body. So you will literally be able to fit. The bionic body will be like a robotic, some robotic type that goes over your body, and you'll be able to control it with your brain chip. So it will send neuron leaks to every part of this robotic body, and you will be able to control it like you was never even paralyzed. And this is what you got to understand, man. This goes to show you that Esau, right, is literally, you know, moving on to the stages of trying to create androids. And these things are prophesied. Look at that. Computer chip in the brain, man. That's going to link to your neurons, right? This is what they're planning. You know, I mean, I don't really have to show no more of that. You can already see for yourself what's ultimately going on with that situation. You know, these devils are really moving, but you got cats like this. You got cats like this that says this.
The mark of the beast is the philosophies of this wicked world. It's not a microchip. All right? It says a microchip, and we all got to get a microchip.
Right, so we're going to see real soon if cats like him get the microchip. Right, we'll see when cats like him go willingly get the microchip. There's been times that you had guys who asked these cats who say that the RFID chip isn't the mark of the beast, but you had other Israelite brothers that asked these cats, why don't they just go get the chip, and they'll tell you no. But hold up, if the mark of the beast isn't the chip, then why you got a problem getting it? So you will be willing to get it though when they make that shit mandatory, right? When it comes down to them making it mandatory, that's when you gonna get it.
In our phones right now. All right, the mark of the beast represents accepting the wicked philosophies of this world. Have a mark in your mind. Give me Ezekiel 9:4. Let's get the righteous mark first. The righteous mark first. That mark is in your mind, meaning what? Come out here and look for all the brothers and sisters that's out of the wickedness of society. Set a mark in their forehead. And to the other, does that mean, brother, you know you're an Israelite, you keep the commandments, let me put a chip in your forehead now, okay? No, I'm putting the knowledge, I'm marking you in your mind. Your forehead represents...
Ezekiel 9 and 4 and Revelations 13:16 are totally different book, chapters, and verses, and they're not the same thing, man. Just because it have the word mark in there, don't mean that word mark is the same meaning, right? It doesn't mean that whatsoever.
Untrue. And yes, I think it's very likely there'll be a huge pressure to say the Pentagon is going to start microchipping people, and if you want to travel and you want to be able to go in and out of the country, you have to have this. And anybody who's listening who says, oh, that sounds like a conspiracy, a year ago you would have said it was conspiracy to say that we're going to use the blockchain to create a passport so that you can travel from country to country, and that's happening right now. The mark of the beast is the philosophies of this wicked world.
So there you go. You know, you have it. There's other things taking place as well. Not only the coming of the mark of the beast, which is one of the final prophecies in the scriptures about the coming. Well, let me say one of the final prophecies in the scriptures that talk that's gonna take place, and then the nuclear missiles, and there's other things that's gonna take place before the implementation of the mark of the beast. As you can see, I subscribe to this channel, Sandy Stainbrook, if I'm saying that right, and she pretty much goes inside of a Walmart, and she goes to the shelves and see that, you know, there it's only partial inventory or partial merchandise on the shelves. Would mean, you know, either people are buying up the product fast or they're not restocking the shelves because they don't have the means to do it, meaning that they don't have the resources to do it. There's a lot of things happening. You know, Epic Economics was talking about the Chinese lockdown. There was also an update of South Korea doing some training regiment with the U.S. and North Korea having a major problem with that. So there's multiple things that's taking place in the world, and like I said, and more likely I'm going to keep saying this, is that with all these prophecies happening back to back, can you call us false prophets? We've been prophesying about things like that, starting off with the apostles of GMS on down. Like I said, little do these people know, their world is about to be shaken the hell up. Esau is planning on making some moves, man. There was a school. I got news today on a school who's school. Biden passed some type of bill where I believe it's kindergartens or something like that. made the mask a mandate thing, and you had parents protesting because of the whole mask mandate thing. So, this is what you're getting when the wicked rule, and the scriptures, tell you that. What is that? Proverbs. Oops. This is the book of Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. And you had nurses protesting because they're trying to make a mandate for the inoculation for nurses, right? They want to mandate that for nurses, and you got nurses protesting because of that. Some nurses, not all. So again, like the scripture says, if Satan is against Satan, how shall his kingdom stand? And you can see that is at a point where um, people are gonna come against each other. Those that are inoculated and those that are not are gonna come against each other. So um, let's play this. U.S. averaging 100,000 new COVID infections a day.
So then I said to him, you gotta customize your car insurance with Liberty Mutual, so you only
Yeah,
pay for what you need.
you're gonna get these ads. I try to skip them.
Coronavirus cases in the United States have rebounded to more than 100,000 a day on an average. COVID cases have returned to the levels of the winter surge nearly 6 months ago. And currently it is nearly 5 times higher than what it was a month ago. 7 U.S. states with the lowest COVID-19 vaccination rates, which includes Florida, Texas, Louisiana, are the worst affected in this latest outbreak. These states account for half of the country's new cases and COVID-related hospitalizations. The surge here has left hospitals overwhelmed in the state of Arkansas. On Monday, only 8 intensive care unit beds were available in the state. In neighboring Texas, the governor asked hospitals to postpone elective surgeries as the Delta variant cases surged.
Hospitals in the United States are filling up rapidly as the Delta variant sends COVID-19 cases surging to a 6-month high. The U.S. has averaged 100,000 cases for 3 days in a row.
So, and they was explaining the booster of the inoculation and giving it to people, and the booster is supposed to be more effective against the COVID-19, the coronavirus. And what's happening is that they're afraid that because there's not a mass majority of people that have already gotten the inoculation, will be causing another mutation within the Delta variant. So ultimately what they're going to do is push for what's going to come ultimately is lockdowns. They more likely, I don't want to say they will, but they most or more likely will pursue in lockdowns. If they were so highly worried about people not wearing masks, I mean, ultimately, if they were so worried about these different variants and things like that, they would have already shut things down, right? But again, there's more likely agenda behind everything, right?
Up 35% over the past week, according to a Reuters tally. That's largely due to Delta sweeping through unvaccinated swaths of southern states. Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson said Monday only 8 intensive care unit beds were available in the state, while Texas Governor Greg Abbott asked hospitals to postpone elective surgeries for the time being. In Florida, which set a single-day record on Sunday with over 28,000 cases, according to the CDC, hospitalizations have been at record highs for 8 days in a row.
So let me get this. This is Deuteronomy 28:59. Then the Lord will make thy plagues wonderful and the plagues of thy seed, even great plagues, and of a long continuous and sore sickness, and a long continuous. So as long as the Most High want these things to happen, they're gonna happen, no matter what type of way you fight against it. Everything is all playing out through the Spirit and the power of Yahweh Shai. Right? So we can go ahead and keep playing this.
That's led to renewed debate over vaccine and mask mandates. A growing number of top education officials have shifted gears, calling for mandatory vaccinations for teachers and mask mandates in schools. Meanwhile, the Pentagon announced Monday it would seek the president's approval to require military members to get vaccinated. Louisiana, Florida, and Arkansas reported the most new cases in the past week based on population.
All right, so as you can see, supposedly more Delta cases are increasing. As a matter of fact, this was actually, they was actually talking about this early on, and it looks like they're talking about it now. But I'm gonna go ahead and play this one as well.
If you want to eat healthy and feel your best,
like I said, they're gonna play this
Kachava
madness,
is the
man.
world's healthy.
Infections have been
I hate
reported on
ads.
Tuesday. This is the highest. And just when China thought it had controlled coronavirus and had successfully brought the daily caseload to zero with mass testing and rapid vaccination, the virus has come knocking at China's door yet again. The situation is worsening in many cities. The coronavirus case tally has hit a 7-month high. 143 new coronavirus infections have been reported on Tuesday. This is the highest daily COVID cases since January. The reason behind the rise in cases can be attributed to the deadly Delta variant. The current outbreak has sparked lockdowns in
Yeah, and like I was saying, you so worried about, the Delta variant and COVID, the COVID-19 and all these different variants going out, but you throwing homosexual rallies and things like that. You doing all of this stuff where it have a collective amount of people that's spreading the COVID-19 and the Delta variant, but y'all also just so worried, right? Come on,
travel
man.
restrictions. Chinese media has called it the most severe outbreak since COVID emerged in Wuhan. Dozens of cases have been linked to a COVID-19 testing site in eastern Yangzhou city. Authorities have blamed several officials for mishandling mass testing, which resulted into these minor outbreaks. The latest surge started after infections among airport cleaners in neighboring Nanjing city sparked a chain of cases across the country. This prompted the authorities to launch a third round of targeted testing in some areas. Authorities are now working to shore up confidence in the latest resurgence.
Right, and they want to give out a third inoculation, man. They want to get out a third inoculation, and the majority of you people are going to take it, right? But yeah, other than that, man, that's pretty much all I wanted to get on there. Lord willing, this was edifying. Shalom.